You know, we're in this beautiful setting and you can hear an occasional bullfrog, which I know right away brings something to mind for you.
Well, yes, it's the Bullfrog Plan for retirement.
Okay, tell me.
Don't croak too early.
All right, there you go. So people are planning for retirement. There are some fears involved in that. And you know, you have to be ready for the risk. What would you recommend people
Well,
know?
when you look at retirement, you're coming in, you're at that point now, and you're going to say, what are the things that could really derail us?
Right.
And I'll kind of go through those because those are common risks. The first risk that you have, and we mentioned last time, is the tax rate risk.
Sure.
What's going to happen to taxes in the future?
Right.
So you need to prepare for that. A second risk is people automatically think of market risk. What happens if I have all my money in the market and the market tumbles?
Yeah.
Well, I tie that with a thing called sequence of returns. In a market where the market correction happens, where you're taking that 30–40% hit,
Okay.
if that happens early on in your retirement, you are likely to run out of money in about year 12 to 15. If it happens in year 25 or year 30, you'll survive it without any problem at all.
Okay.
So it's all when that market correction is going to happen and when you're retiring. So you have to plan for that sequence of return and that market risk. You also then have, and we're seeing a lot right now, is inflation risk.
Yes.
What am I going to do when costs are going up 10 to 12%, nice conservatively, 8%.
Okay.
Costs are going up 8%, but I'm getting a 1.5% increase in my
Or I never planned for that in my income planning.
Right, and or my income is stagnant.
Right.
It's not going up. That could really have you run out of money 15 years early.
Okay.
So then you also have, which is when we talked about briefly, which is a long-term care risk.
Okay.
The chances of a couple having a long-term care crisis,
Yeah.
one of them at age 65 is 70%.
Oh my gosh.
And when you have that long-term care crisis, the person who really suffers is the survivor.
Of course.
Or the kids or the grandkids, the legacy where they're going to pass that money. So
Right.
that's there.
Okay.
Then you have the one that magnifies them all.
This is really depressing. No, I'm kidding.
Well, actually, this could be a good one, and that's the longevity risk.
Oh, good. Okay.
And that means how long you're going to live. And on the downside is you don't want to outlive your money.
Truth.
But the longevity risk is the one that magnifies all the others, because the longer you live, the more chances of a long-term care crisis, the more chances of inflation, more chances of tax rate risk, more chances of a market correction. So that longevity risk is the multiplier. So you start with that. You try to say, am I going to have enough money to last the rest of my life? Now, how do we address the rest of the concerns? That's really how you look at an income plan in retirement, not just an accumulation plan.
And those numbers, those longevity numbers, they scale up. I mean, people are living longer and longer.
Actually, mortality right now is on a downward trend.
Oh, is it?
But once you hit age 65, it's on a major upward trend.
Okay.
Right now, if you're a married couple at 65, or you're a couple at 65, you've got a 40% chance that one of you gets to age 90.
Wow.
You have an 18% chance that one of you gets to 100. And I think to your 88, you've got around a 65% chance that both of you get to age 88. So when you look at those numbers, how many people have only planned to go to age 82
Right.
or 83? And they went, well, our money will last until then, but now what? So that's all part of planning. And if you remove the tax rate risk, everything else can come into play. If you put yourself in a position where taxes aren't going to take a big chunk of your money,
Sure.
your money's always going to last longer. It's so easy to say, well, it takes me 6 years to get this done. Even if I'm retired, I can make the changes so that I remove those risks beyond age 75. So absolutely, you can't be too old.
Have you experienced that story with any of your clients that they've, all of a sudden they've realized, we didn't plan this correctly?
Pretty much everyone I talk to
Really?
has a situation where they're going, oh my gosh, I just did a workshop last Tuesday, and I was meeting with people, and they were going, people would come up after class and said, I'm putting all my money into our tax-deferred bucket. I need to have a Roth. What do I do? So everyone is in that circumstances. What's so great, all you have to do is make shifts. Just subtle shifts, and you can put yourself in a position where you don't have to worry about any of those risks.
It sounds like a plan. And as you said, my friend, don't croak
Don't
early.
croak early.
Don't croak early. Mike, thanks so much.
You're
I
welcome.
know people can contact you for more.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much again.